the 25-city, $1.2 billion foreclosure mitigation initiative will be an important force in addressing the devastating effects of foreclosures on our communities. Targeted buyers will include first-time home buyers and others who are caught in the credit crunch and having trouble purchasing a home. As President Julius Cartwright has observed, and I quote, "The goal of PAP is to bring back the American dream to millions of people throughout our nation," end of quote. As I close, the American dream of home ownership is at the center of our identity and strength as a nation. So I close as I begin. Thank you for all that you have done and will do to lift up our communities. We do not expect the journey to be easy. It never has been, it never will be. Yet, we have determination and courage. And in the past, this has made all the difference in the world. In this vein, I leave you with these encouraging words from a good friend of ours, Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Back in 1988, as most of us here will recall, Jesse ran for President of the United States. And everyone agreed that he did not have much of a chance. But the values he advanced during that campaign have since been taken up and advanced by millions of Americans. So it is worthwhile to remember what Jesse Jackson said to inspire the 1988 National Democratic Convention. And let's keep in mind that probably if Jesse had not run, Obama would not be president. He set the path and set the way. Give Jesse a hand. Go ahead. Sorry. Back then, Jesse reminded the delegates that if an issue is morally right, it will eventually become a political force. He spoke of how Ms. Rosa Parks did not have majority support when she refused to move to the back of the bus, but that Rosa Parks was morally right. He spoke of how Dr. King once advanced an unpopular viewpoint about the morality of the Vietnam War, but he was morally right and on the right side. And then Jesse Jackson spoke about how having the courage to do what is morally right, even in the face of adversity, can rise up and help us to change the world for the better. And he said these words that are embedded in the DNA of my brain. He said, "I'm tired of sailing my little boat far inside the harbor bar. I want to go out where the big ships go, out on the deep, where the great ones are. And should my frail craft prove too slight for the waves that sweep those billows over, I'd rather go down in a stirring fight than drowse to death at the sheltered shore." And I would say to all of you in the neighborhood, we must go where the big boats are. We cannot just stay in a harbor bar or in the paddle boats. We got to go where the big boats are. Because there are people who are depending upon us. They're depending upon us to go. They may not understand why they lost their house. They may not understand the full revenue, but they do know one thing, that they worry at night, that they get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You know about that 4 o'clock hour. Hello. Some of you have been there. You can just hardly wait for the dawn to come. People sitting on the side of their beds, praying, asking God for relief. They know that they're going through that. But God has blessed us with the wherewithal. He has provided us with the understanding of how all of this works. He has blessed us with the understanding that it wasn't their fault. Some of them are sitting on the side of their bed blaming themselves. But in many instances, it was not their fault. And so now what we must do is use all of this experience that we have, all the good things we've learned, and always remember that everything that has happened to you up until this moment, good, bad, and ugly, has prepared you for this moment. May God bless.